Here was an interesting question that somebody posted, and quite frankly, it's one that I hear a lot. And so I have something that I can really help you with on this. So let me read the question first. They said, at the moment, we have a teammate who is not sharing the same passion and conviction as the rest of the group. This person is lazy and nonchalant, and it's affecting the morale of the team. As an owner, I feel a bit trapped, hiring versus firing. Now, if there's one thing that we have had a lot of questions on, it's hiring and firing. But I'm going to give you something that kind of really helps you with where to help to fit your people in, and particularly if you have somebody that isn't fitting in really well. So it's called the willing versus skilled model. So here's what this looks like. So first off, if you kind of take a look at this, you'll see that it's a bit of a graph. I'm not nerdy on this. I don't want to go science on you, but I think it's a great model that tells you so you know exactly where your team is, where they are in their skill set, where they are in their willingness and responsibility level within your organization. So here's how this goes. If you see it you'll see that black horizontal line that goes in there, and it talks about is this person unskilled or are they skilled? And then the vertical black line that goes from bottom to top is, are they willing or are they unwilling? Now, and just for argument's sake, in the inside there, I've put a little box and then labeled the quadrants A, B, C, and D. So if you take a look at how this works, in that A quadrant, you'll see that if somebody is if they're unskilled but they're willing, then they, think about this. They're not skilled, but they're willing. They're saying, hey, listen, put me in coach. But you say, look, they're there, but I know that they want to get in, but they don't have the skill set, but they have all of the willingness. Then we know that what they need to do is just need to train them. That's all they need first. They've got that. They've got the attitude. They've got the right mindset. They're good to go. As you move over into that B quadrant, it shifts because, now in that B quadrant, you see they're willing and they're skilled. This is that same person after training, or maybe another person on your team. And in that one, all you have to do is motivate them. I mean, they've got the skill. They know what to do. They want to do it. They're willing to do everything they need to do. They're one of your biggest advocates. Just let them go. Just motivate them and tell them, okay, you're doing a good job. Here's what I want you to do. Here, put you in. You get to do whatever you wanted to do with this right now. Is that making sense so far? Now, when I said doing whatever you want, please understand this within the confines of what your training systems are. Now, here's where this problem comes up with when, sometimes laziness and nonchalant can be confused with if people aren't getting what they want within the salon. So was this person lazy all the time? We don't know that. Are they nonchalant? Is the fact that they might have been up in that motivational area. They at one time could have been motivated, but somehow something happened that pushed them down into this area where they still have the skill set, but they're really unwilling. So something happened in there. And in that case is you just need to have some straight talk with them. And straight talk is just sitting down with this person just to say, listen, I wouldn't call anybody lazy, but I would say, look, I've noticed in the last while that you don't seem to be motivated and you seem to be kind of nonchalant and you're not participating with the team. And I'd like to just have some conversation about that. So see what you're doing in this and just having what's called straight talk. In other words, telling it as it is with somebody, because you just don't want things to fester. And because of what can happen is it can get cancerous. This can spread to the rest of your team. And when it comes down to hiring versus firing, you have one of two options here. You can course correct, which means what do I need to do to wake this person up to say, look and I'll give you a little coaching tip here now. I would never tell the person that they were nonchalant, and I wouldn't say them, listen, you're just the way that you are in the salon is drawing our team down. But remember, always coach on their behavior, not on the person. So the moment that you put the person into it, I'm going to give you more on this on another bit about how to deal with people, but just don't make it about the person. You make it about their behavior. Your behavior is unacceptable. How do we correct this? So you're either going to go on to conflict resolution where you can move them back up into the motivation area and get them moving, or as you can see, the only other way is sometimes over in D, and that's where they might be, now they're unwilling. It's just unwilling. They might have the skill set there, but it's their attitude. They're just a bad influence on the team. And you can tell that their team playing days are just over. And that's what I would just call a correction. And that's where, some people call it firing. I call it finding another business where they're happy in. And that's one thing I learned from another good friend of mine who said, into his staff, I noticed somebody, he went through the stages and he just said, I understand. I see that you're just not happy anymore here. You've been a valuable part of our team. Why don't I help you find a place where you are happy? And he did exactly that. So I will tell you this, when it comes down to this, you can't let stuff like this go. It will bleed through into the rest of your people. And if all you're worried about is them bringing in money, that money will soon be lost because other people they won't be motivated anymore, and they start to wear down because they feel that person is tearing us down. So it's cancerous, and I think that you need to go on course correct right away, getting them back into being motivated, or you need to help them find a place where they're going to be happy and productive. I hope this helped.